good, y'all? Welcome back to Life with Dem. It's your boy Dion.
I'm Sierra.
And today we're back with another video. What we got today, C?
Today is the much anticipated story time of the time Dion got into an argument with a South African.
Sure did. And listen, this whole argument was a whole lesson learned. Not one that I felt like I needed to learn, but I felt like it was one of those lesson learns that I feel like a lot of people can take advantage of when they hear this full story. So make sure you guys watch it all the way to the end. This is a very great one, right?
Okay, so we had a couple things to do in a place called Syria, I believe, and that is like a little distance away from where we were located in Rosebank, and the other place we were in was Broad Acres.
Correct.
So we were taking Ubers, and this is like an hour out from Rosebank. And the time frames that we were going, the first time it was late in the evening, and it gets dark around like 5:55 here in South Africa at this time frame. I don't know if they do daylight savings time. I don't know. I ain't looking into all that. But so the first time we went there, our Uber driver told us that we may have trouble getting an Uber out here to come back, so that he would come back for us. And he had this card system, so we could use our card and pay him for the mileage or whatever.
Yeah, I felt like that was very great of him to inform us about.
Right. And we are not the type of
very
people.
Great to inform us about.
It was, because when we looked on the app to see if he was telling the truth, it was true. There was no Uber drivers around.
That's hard, yeah. So you got to take that in consideration on how the story goes.
Right.
So let me just go ahead and mention as well that he did have a card system that he allowed us to use, only because he was like, hey, you know what, I'm here to help y'all.
Right.
There ain't gonna be no way you guys gonna get back, and if there is any way you're gonna get back, you probably won't get it from an Uber ride. It's gonna be a stranger up there.
Right.
And as he took his,
stranger.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, okay.
Not happening. So he took us back, and then a few days later we had work back that way again. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up getting a new Uber ride. And this gentleman took us all the way back to the same location, and he said the exact same thing. Hey, if you don't mind, let me get your WhatsApp. Ain't no way you're gonna get service when you need to leave. Just hit me up, and I'm gonna be able to, I'm gonna be in the area, so I should be able to get your message and whatnot.
This is where the story goes wrong. I
happened?
have to say
Go for it,
because my old band director used to say that when you assume, you make a ASS out of you and me, right? So we assumed that this Uber driver had that same card system, and this Uber driver assumed that we had cash.
Crazy.
And we're not the type of people who would carry cash.
Crazy. Nah, we ain't carry no cash. And I wish I would have asked him how he planned on getting paid.
That should have been the first question.
But that was the last question, right? So after we did all our adventures and whatnot, I had a blast, right? We experienced some great things. We called our Uber driver, and he was there. He was already there waiting for us to come and pick us up. We hopped in the car, it was a long day, so we just rested, we get into our location. By the time we make it back to our Airbnb, I drop off the wifey and the kids and everything, and I'm like, okay, sir, so how do you want to get paid? And he's like, oh, I take cash. And I'm like, cash? I said, okay, so you don't have like the little card system where I can just swipe, or you don't got tap on your phone where I can just tap? And he was like, oh, no, I don't have none of that. I can give you my bank information. I look at what I said, see, he's talking about giving some bank information so I can pay him. And at that point, I already knew this whole experience was about to go downhill.
Boom, boom.
Because he pulled out his cell phone and then he WhatsApped me his bank number. And I'm like, how am I supposed to just send you money with just one router? Right. So after all of that was said and done, I'm like, okay, see, I'm gonna go ahead and run to the ATM. And I'm gonna go try to get some money out so I can pay this man for what he worked.
Right.
I wasn't trying to rip him off. I wasn't trying to run and dodge out on the bill. I'm really trying to sit up here and give this man all the help that he can receive during this entire process. And the first step was going to the ATM. So we go to the ATM and I slide my card. I put in how much rands I was trying to pull out. The bank said, no, Dion, you can't take money out from here.
Right. Our bank don't play.
Nah, our bank is very tough.
Listen, I'm so grateful. It could be a pain, but I'm so grateful because our bank do not play that. Although our bank know that we're here.
Yeah.
Our bank
We get fraud alerts, we get phone calls, we get emails, and even if we agree to telling them, hey, this is us, they still make us wait like 24 hours just so they can verify themselves. Yep. So that's what ended up happening after I swiped the card about 3 times at the ATM. Meanwhile, he's sitting right here on side of me. Not literally over my shoulder, but he's like a couple distance. I'm letting him know, I'm like, bro, your bank is not taking my card. So he's like, oh, they fitting to close. And here's the thing, we mentioned this in our culture shock video that they actually have their banks and different variety of banks inside the mall. So we go inside the bank and they're finna close in like 5-10 minutes. And the gentleman, he says, okay, let's go try your card some more. Now I'm thinking to myself, my alerts are already going crazy. I don't think they're finna take my card at this ATM anymore. So after denied, we went to the second option was go try to get cash back from a grocery store, which was Checkers, was across the street, right? So we go inside of Checkers and I'm trying to get cash back there. Again, I swipe my card. Straight denial. I can't get no money out. Now he's looking at me like, okay, let's go try something else. I say, no, you know what? I don't want to do your idea no more. I'm gonna go back to the house and I'm gonna go try to get another card, right? So he draws me back to the spot. I walk inside the house and babe was like, okay, hey, you ready to work? Because we got work to do. I'm like, no, I gotta go back outside. The card denied. I think the bank blocked everything, see? I don't think we're able to give this man anything right now. And she's like, well, how are we supposed to do it? And I'm like, we're gonna figure something out. I go back to the car. He drive me to the mall. But you know what's so crazy about South Africa? The place is closed early.
So early.
So now we're sitting up in here trying to figure out how I'm supposed to give him the rands that he's owed for driving us all the way, literally about 30 plus minutes from our location, all the way back to our house. While all these places are closing at the same time. So now here's the big dispute. We're sitting inside the car and I'm trying to figure out why you did this, bro. Why did you sit up here thinking to yourself that you was gonna give me, I was gonna give you cash in a time like this without having no other backup system? And he was like, well, that's how it usually works. We have people who give rands and then that's how it is. He said, but you're American. Go ahead, you can give me dollars and I can go exchange for some pounds. I'm like, I don't carry cash. I'm not about to do all of that. This is what I said. I have another idea. For one, people in South Africa, the country don't take cash out. So I say, do you have PayPal? He said, I don't have PayPal. This is where the hours start to click in and the nights start to get dark.
Oh Lord, y'all.
Oof.
This is not.
She was blowing my phone up around this time too.
This is not 10 minutes. Okay, at this time, what he's speaking about is going into hour 2. Okay, hour 2. It's starting to get dark outside. Okay, sir, what are you doing? I'm telling Dion, I'm like, okay, just tell him we're gonna figure it out and he can come get it tomorrow. Dion texts back, he can't. He is on E. He has to get home.
That's what I'm like. Why did you do that, bro? I say, so I feel like you purposely try to get cash so you can put gas so you can go finish what you was doing. It's a hustle. It's an understanding of his. That's what he wanted to do. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create your PayPal. I'm gonna cash app you, aka PayPal you the money, and then you can just direct deposit it to your bank. I did the entire step. I put in this man information. I put in this man bank information. I put in his address. I put in his ID card. We have everything going so smooth. And then we get to the final step where I wire him the money.
Send him the money.
I send him the money. I'm thinking I'm in the clear. I'm like, all right, bro. 2 hours to set up and here. I'm trying to get everything done. I'm trying to get back to my house. My family, my kids waiting on me. I'm pretty sure the supper getting cold for me. I wire him the money, and next thing you know, his card denies it because he didn't have his account number connected. He don't know his account number.
Yeah.
He had his routing number, but he didn't know his account number to his bank card. So PayPal say, hey, you can give me his account number, we can transaction this. I had to cancel the whole thing. Now this is where the argument starts. I'm trying to figure out, bro, what's up? Because I can't give you, I got no more plans. I'm all butt out, bro. I can't give you no more than what I got. Like, I done helped you from A to B, and this is all I got. What do you got? He's like, I don't know. You supposed to have the money. You supposed to give me my money. This is my money. I have somewhere to be. I can't go home like this. And I'm like, you can't go home because you on E. I said, so you mean to tell me you drove all the way out there to come get us on E? And then you drove all the way back on E?
It was nice.
I'm like, bro, that couldn't have been the plan. So after the whole time we sitting up there, 3 hours in past, And after, doing a whole screaming match about what happened, what we supposed to do in the next couple hours or next couple minutes, how we supposed to get him the money.
Hold on, wait, before you move on,
He's talking about some, what do we do next? And I'm like, I don't know what we do next because I can't tell you the future. So I sit back in my seat and I look at him and he sit back in his seat, he's slapping his down, smacking his lips, and then he get on his phone calling a woman.
Wait, no, you gotta say about him rolling the window down.
What he do with
so
the window?
Everybody could hear.
Oh, I think that's a thing though, like when it comes to arguing, right? Because they have, Rosebank is nonstop traffic.
Yeah.
Joburg at that is nonstop traffic. Young men are walking, young women are walking nonstop. And as we're arguing, having a screaming match, he's rolling the window down, putting his arm out, as he's just casually yelling at me. And I'm like, what type of move is this, bro?
You wanna argue?
And the people are not paying us no mind because obviously this has to be some normalcy to this, right? And he rolled the window down and everything. He keep putting the light on, I'm turning it off. He putting the light on. I'm like, bro, where I'm from, we don't sit in the dark outside with the light on inside the car. Officers may think that we doing some bad work in here, some exchange of narcotics or anything. He's like, oh no, this is safe. This is safe, please.
This is safe, but
I need my money because I can't leave. I say, bro, this is what we can do. I can give you the money tomorrow, and then we can just, we can wait it out tomorrow. My bank won't allow me to do anything else. I can give you the money tomorrow. He said, no, you go to the front desk where you are and ask them for it. I said, I don't move like that. He seriously asked me to go to the front desk and ask them for all the rent, and I pay them back. I said, you're trying to do I don't like that type of crossword because for one, they may just tell me no. He said, no, you good. You go ask them. I'm like, I don't move like that, big dog. I'm sorry. That's not going to even be an option for me. I'm not about to ask another man for some money. It's at the place that I'm actually sleeping at. So we sitting there and we quiet. It's dark outside. C blowing my phone up. I'm sweating in his car. And he's sweating on the other side while he's on the phone with a lady talking in his language. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this dude doing all this to go buy a girl, bro. He's trying to go. I say, well, you trying to go buy your little friend, huh? He's like, oh, no, that's not my friend. No, I'm not trying to do it. I'm like, bro, so what we gonna do? Because I'm about to get out of the car. At this point, I'm about to do one of the moves that I would do when I don't feel like doing. I'm about to dip on you, bro. I'm about to hard tail you. But he was so hot that he did not let me leave because he's pointing to his meter. I'm on E. I gotta drive an hour out just so I can get to where I gotta get. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, bro, it just don't make sense because why would you move like that? But here's the cool thing about it.
Both of their fault.
C said, Dion, this is what we can do. Tip him on the app. I was like, oh, babe, you a genius. I was like, good job.
Right, good job.
I'm airifying her in the car and she ain't even about me. He's like, what are you doing? I'm sorry, I got it. I know what we can do. He said, go get my money? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get you your money, bro. I said, I'm gonna tip you on the Uber app and you could cash out. He said, no. Uber won't allow that. I said, what are you talking about? He said, Uber don't play them games. He opened his app, y'all. People in Joburg, I think just the whole continent in general, they only get paid once off the Uber app.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's a big job.
Exactly. I'm like, bro, you don't got instant pay? You can't fast pay this thing out real quick? He's like, no. So I'm trying to pay the amount that I'm supposed to pay him through the tip. And he's like, Uber won't allow that.
Yeah, it caps you out of your tip.
I'm like, what type of stuff is that? I'm like, bro, right now I think I'm in a bad position. And then they finally hit me. I said, okay, I know what we can do, big dog. Before I walk out this car, because at this point I walked out the car already. I promise you, I walked out the car and I'm standing on his side of the car telling him I'm about to go to my house, but I'm gonna walk from this way. You on E, I gotta get somewhere. You just sat here for 3 hours with me. You ain't making no money on Uber. I'm not making no money. I'm working from home. We both losing money. I gotta get back to my spot and do my job, bro. But I felt bad and I was like, I can't leave him out here because he's literally on E. He put his car on. I told him, I said, put your car on, let me see. Because at this point I'm confused. So why are we even sitting here for 3 hours? So I look at this meter, the dude literally has a blinking light on. And I'm like, you need gas.
Right.
Just say you need gas.
Right.
I said, we can go to the gas station and I can try to put you gas.
Try. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me
But my car was denying.
Try. with the card saying no, 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 no. Try to go put gas.
Hey, my boy got happy, bro.
And here, they fill the car up before you pay, right?
Yes, that's the issue. So here we go. This is no different from him telling me to go to the front desk and ask for money. He want me to go to the gas station, put the gas in there, and then pay the people. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I get out the car, I say, hey, bro, that's a lot of people at the petrol. A lot of big brothers. I said, bro, what's gonna happen, man, if I go ahead and let y'all put this gas first and my car denies? We gonna have a problem. We're gonna deal with you. I'm like, hey, bro, they gonna kick my ass. I said, all these brothers out here gonna put me to work. He said, what did they say? I said, they're gonna put me in the kitchen. What you mean? I said, bro, they gonna put me in the damn kitchen, bro. So I tell the guy, I said, can you go inside and get you like a robot or something, like a little cash machine, some card where I can swipe my card to see if it works? Y'all, denied. We left the gas station. I said, bro, turn around. He said, no. I said, bro, turn around. He said, why? I said, my car was locked. We turned back around, right? I said, hey, yo, go get that machine. We're gonna try it one more time. We try it one more time. I say, put the amount that I need for him in there real quick. Try it one more time. We slide the card. He looked at me. He said, it went through. I said, thank you, Lord. Like Sienna said, hallelujah. Boy, I was happy. Mm-hmm. And I said, bro, like, y'all really was gonna put me to work if that car with it? He said, we was gonna have to deal with you in the kitchen. I don't know what that means.
Scrub.
All night.
Scrub.
I was gonna have to pay my debt. And I'm like, bro, you can't be putting me in the cross bond like that. Nah. Right? So after me.
Hold on, babe. Hold on. But honestly, though, that would have been better than, getting the cops called on you and going to jail.
Yeah, that is true. That would have been better.
That's what would have happened at home.
That would have happened. Crazy thing could have went. This whole situation that went left, as y'all can see.
Listen.
I'm not washing dishes. I got gas in this man's tank. He's able to get where he's going.
Full tank,
right? I hooked him up. So after we finished doing all of that, I put the gas in the car. We sat down. We looked at each other, and I'm like, bro, take me home. I say 3 to 4 hours is way too long to be trying to figure out, because I did not try to walk out on the bill, y'all. I went to the ATM. I tried to do cash back. I tried to over tip him on his app. I tried to make him a PayPal. I tried to wire him money. Mm-hmm. I tried to throw him gas. I'm talking about all of this stuff was literally 4 hours of an experience. Mm-hmm. And after I finally put gas, I got in the car. I told him to take me home. And we sat there and we had a conversation. He was telling me, he said, just like how you sit in the house, are you with your family? You have your wife, your beautiful wife, you have your beautiful kids. Regardless of what y'all argue about, you will always have to love them. And he even, quoted a few scriptures telling me that, just like the disciples, regardless of how much they argue with each other, as brothers, they had to still be there for one another, because that's just the truth of what it is. An argument should never be the reason that you should turn your back on your people. Mm-hmm. An argument should never be the reason that you turn your back on your brother or your sister. And after he said it, I said, oh, I get that. I said, I get that. And I said, I'm glad that you get that. Because if you was anybody else, this could have been totally different for me. Being that I'm in a foreign country, I've never been here before.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was the real message out of all of that, man. And come to find out, bro, the man had a whole family he was trying to get back to.
All right.
And the woman on the phone was his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, why you just didn't tell me you needed gas?
No, y'all both was in the wrong though, baby.
Oh.
Because y'all should have decided how he was going to get paid before he even left. Because when we got to the location, y'all stayed in the car for about a good 10 minutes before you got out the car. Me and the kids had already got out the car.
The whole time we was at the location, I was trying to get his number to work in my phone.
That should have been clue number 1.
That was the red flag. I'm like, you don't know your cell number. I said, let me put my number in your phone, and I'm gonna just text you off your phone on mine back to me. And that's what I ended up doing. I got his number because we needed a ride back home.
Right.
But yeah, had I knew to really ask that question, I feel like we could have avoided so much as soon as possible. Because like I mentioned,
he should have asked the question too, though.
He should have.
He's providing service.
He is, but at the same time, like whenever you're getting an Uber driver and you're depending on them to bring you back without it being through the app, you have to ask questions on how you prepare to receive funds whenever it's time for me to pay you. Do I need to take out cash in the time being? Do I need to pay you in advance? However that may go, with comfortability you're in. And I just felt like that was a learning lesson for myself, especially with my family, because I didn't put my family in no bond. It wasn't late to the experience. It wasn't late to get back to the house. I was a middleman with taking care of the bill. Right. And I was able to get it done with the help of my wife on the other side of the wall, because she was texting me trying to figure out what the heck was going on the entire time.
Right, because it was taking long, like 4 hours. Like, it was 4 hours, and we had went to that location early in the morning. And when we got back, it was within an hour of it getting dark outside. So
and then he got the nerve to tell me before he dropped me off, and we had our little heart to heart. I got your number. I'll text you when you come back to Joburg. I said, don't text me. I said, I ain't trying to go through this again. But we was mad cool with the whole experience, and we really shook hands and had a real understanding about what it is that, men need to do more of, instead of, because I had to even tell him some real stuff, like back at home, this conversation would have been ended. Yeah. It would have been
the patience level.
Oh yeah, it would have been took 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate him for, just having that one moment at the very end of this whole experience. And I really take things as a lesson at the same time too.
Everything is a lesson and a lesson.
100%.
Everything.
So you ever get into altercation with somebody from Joburg, bro, don't just take it lightly. Yeah. That's just kind of, from what I understood, is some normalcy to that. Yeah. There's some normalcy to that. Yeah.
All right, y'all. So that is the story time you guys have been wanting to hear. Y'all, listen, I could laugh now, but during the time it was happening, I was not happy.
And you couldn't do nothing about it.
I was not happy.
You couldn't leave.
Yeah.
You didn't know where I was, for real.
Well, I was looking at you on the Find My app.
Parked in the dark.
Yeah. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Yeah. But that's the story time. So we hope you guys enjoyed it with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.